It's kind of crazy, what we've been through past, I guess, 7, 8 months now, to where we are today. It kind of feels like it went by pretty fast. So I'm excited for it. Everyone's looking forward to it, and it's gonna be a crazy feeling when we get back in that stadium.
While you were going through it, did it feel like it was going fast, did it?
No, not at all. Fall camp felt pretty long. Spring was pretty long. Winter workouts, summer workouts with Schmitty. It's just crazy, like thinking back at it and thinking all we've been through and stuff like that. That it's time to actually play games, suit it up, and go get somebody else.
How excited are you about the new offense with Dylan at quarterback and what you're going to see with Coach Levy?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Fast playing offense, run, go at every team we play. Game planning wise, it's different. Everything's different. I'm used to something else. Past 2 years of my career, third year stuff's different. So I'm looking forward to it, just the way we game plan and stuff like that.
Is there any way to sum up the changes that this program has gone through culturally?
Yeah, now it's more demanding culture. Definitely more physical with Schmitty coming back and stuff like that. It's more of a mindset thing, workouts, type of things we go through. But that's probably the biggest difference you can tell with working out and stuff like that. It's kind of something that we brought. We knew it was going to happen, and we kind of stepped up to the challenge and handled it pretty well.
Are those things that just kind of show up on Saturdays? It's pretty obvious how those things might show up on Saturday, but it's just about going out and doing it then.
Yeah, it's just about going out and doing it, putting on tape, showing it. The way we've been playing football in the spring now, even in the summer when we're out here by ourselves with no coaches, we can tell the difference when we're playing with each other, just how everyone's holding each other accountable and how we're playing as a team.
What was your first impressions of Damian Washington when you met him initially, and what's it been like working with him closer the last few weeks?
Yeah, impression, I kind of know his history, his past, what he's been through, his career and stuff like that. So I was excited about having him here, someone who played receiver, went to a high level. Just what he knows about the game, playing receiver, just like us. That's what receivers want, to be coached by other receivers, to learn from other receivers. So it's been a great experience, when I first met him. Back in January, it was pretty cool. Everybody was new, so you had about 100 new faces around here. So, but our relationship has definitely grown since then.
You're kind of, considered almost one of the veterans of this receiving corps. What's it been like kind of seeing Braden come back, Theo coming back off of injury? What's it been like for those two guys, and how excited are you to see them get out there?
Yeah, it's been great. When you're a younger guy, you kind of look up to the older guys. And now that I'm going into year 3, there's not much older guys around. They are the older guys, especially in the receiving corps. So seeing those guys, and when they came back, it made me happy. Seeing them practice every day, Theo coming off an injury, being back, Braden going through what he went through last year, debating on going to the draft and coming back. It's great to see him out here and practicing and playing to the highest level. They look great.
What are people going to see of Theo that maybe they haven't seen? They've seen a little bit of him, but it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Freshman year, me and him, it's so fun playing with him. Just being out here with him in practice and meetings and stuff like that, it's great again. He's honestly the same receiver as he has when he left. For someone who broke both their feet, had surgery, all that stuff, he's bounced back tremendously.
Marvin, Jaden Davis was the opening day starter 2020 and 2021. Back on top of the depth chart again in 2022. What's that say about him, and what can you say maybe about his technique or his stick-to-itiveness or whatever it is this training camp?
Yeah, he's definitely a really polished corner. A smaller guy, but obviously just by what you said, him being at the top of the depth chart, fighting back, fighting for a spot, it shows the resilience he has, not only in him, but in his teammates too. People, we got to believe in him. We all believe in him. We trust him, and just the way he's responded over the past couple of years and what he's been through, it's been great.
Talk about this wide receiver corps and how explosive do you feel like it can be?
Yeah, explosive. We're real explosive core. This is the guys we have coming back. Me, Drake, Theo, and then you have Jalil Farouk coming back. Hadn't played much last year, but a guy we expect to step into a big role. And we have the young guys too that can make plays. It's been obvious on social media and stuff like that. So we're a really explosive receiving core, and we kind of tell each other the team goes, the offense goes as we go. So we take that load on each other, and we're ready for football.
What's the biggest thing for somebody like a Jaden Gibson to make that transition from out here on a practice field to Saturdays?
Yeah, it's just try your best to limit the distractions. There's going to be a lot of fans, about 90,000 people in that stadium. So, and there's going to be another team, back talk, all that stuff. Being an outside receiver, you're probably going to be right on their sideline. They're going to say stuff to you, want to say stuff back. But just locking into the game, locking into the moment, the way we play offense fast, he's going to have to lock in and be there, be present every single snap of the ball. So that's probably the biggest thing.
With everything that's gone on, the change, and people that aren't here anymore, is this offense got a chip on his shoulder heading into the season? A lot of people have kind of made it out like you guys took a step back offensively.
I feel like that's the view of the whole team, really, offense and defense. Defense, you got Coach Venables at the helm, so obviously there's a good game plan, and then we got Coach Levy, one of the best, arguably the best offensive coordinator in the country. So there's definitely like a chip on our shoulder just to come out and play ball. I mean, not even really about who we lost, but just to go out there and play ball with a new culture, new team, new identity. We just want to go out there and show that.
How much better equipped do you feel like y'all are offensively to handle the tempo that you want to run at
Oh, yeah.
this offense?
I mean,
than you were in
definitely.
the spring?
Yeah, way more than in the spring. I mean, we were running kind of like chickens with our head cut off, and we didn't really know much about the system, know much what we're doing, why we're doing it, stuff like that. And fall camp, we kind of ramped back into learning it again, just because we had some young guys in the group too. And then now we're kind of at the point where we're doing detailed stuff, dressing stuff up, doing different motions, stuff like that. So it's been great.
How big of a weapon do you feel like that can be in sort of wearing down defenses and getting them on their heels?
Yeah, definitely get them on their heels. I mean, we've kind of seen that in practice, just how fast we're going and how fast the defense get the call in. You're talking about teams that can't really practice against that. Something that you can only get a feel for in the game. So that's probably the biggest difference for opposing defenses coming to play us.
We've heard, not heard, but we've seen Dylan over his career. I mean, very capable deep ball thrower. Do you think the way that this offense is set up, there will be more opportunities for you guys as receivers to go get that deep ball?
Oh, definitely. I mean, there'll be some one-on-one matchups for sure. There'll be some busted coverage just because how fast we play, how fast we get set, how fast we snap the ball. So I think the deep ball will definitely be there on multiple occasions from multiple different people this season.
Is that, one of the things that you're looking most forward to? Because it seemed like everybody got a little frustrated with how things got mushed up last year.
Yeah, I mean, it was something we're definitely excited about. Just looking forward to it, people making plays. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what receiver comes down to, is just making those plays.
Working with LaDamian this past month now in a different role, what struck you about him?
Just how detail oriented he is in meetings and stuff is probably when you see the biggest difference. He kind of, just him stepping into a different role, he kind of has to change a little bit, being more like on edge when coaching and stuff like that. But he's definitely more detail oriented in meetings, just talking about our routes and how we're running them, why we're doing it. And yeah, it's basically pretty much all I have to say about that.
You mentioned his experience. I mean, what does he bring from his playing days into the room that helps?
Yeah, just basically, just having a guy be there and kind of understand why you did things you did. Someone who's been in that position, played against those coverages, know that stuff. I mean, we talk about coverages a lot. Talk about a receiver. And he tells us, oh, if he's doing this, he's doing that, then he's probably going to do this, do that. It's probably going to be this coverage. Looking at safeties, this is the back end. It's probably going to do this to the corners. I mean, it's just little things like that he talks about. Just looking at a regular college football team, it's probably really difficult to change, especially when you've been here for some time. But honestly, for us, it kind of just switched over like that. I mean, Coach Riley left. We probably had like a week and a half, and then Coach Venables got here. Kind of told us what to expect. We had the bowl game, stuff like that, and then we came back in January. We just hit the ground running and never looked back. So yeah, it's a little bit of a change. Yeah, it took some getting used to, but I'm pretty sure now that we're got it done, and the only thing is just to not ease off of it because the season's here. Just keep pushing.
Seems like from the outside, where its intensity is pretty apparent from day one to even now. What's that like as a player to kind of see him from the stadium steps? He's putting a lot of just talking to you guys for a while after practice. What's that like to kind of be around that kind of coach?
It's kind of cool, just to view the consistency he has, how he comes the same every day. There's not a day he slips off. And having that with Coach Schmidt too. They both demand so much from us. And it's like another thing when you demand so much from someone and then you're not holding your own weight, but for them to do the things they talk about, it speaks volumes to us as players.
Brett talked a lot about accountability. Is that something that's been maybe overly emphasized this offseason?
Definitely, just more team oriented. Wearing the same stuff, wearing what we're supposed to wear, not doing your own thing ever. Being on time, 5 minutes early team meetings, stuff like that. Some small things, kind of hard to get used to at a certain point, but something that we're all kind of gotten, used to and kind of got going. And basically, he just doesn't take anything for that. He wants it, and he's going to expect it out of us, and if we don't do it, then there's going to be, discipline with Coach Schmidt.
Marvin, you talked about Dylan in the offseason stuff. What have you seen from him specifically this week as far as his leadership style?
Yeah, just kind of putting his arms around us as an offense, and just because this is our first game plan week as an offense here, and he's the one with experience with Coach Levy. especially when it comes to game plan weeks, and we haven't had that experience yet. So just having his arms around us, going through different stuff, how Coach Levy likes to view things, how we should view things, how we should go watch film on our own, and stuff like that. And that's taken us to a next level for sure. It's helped a lot mentally this week.
Did you know much about Coach Levy before you became the coach here? Had you run across him in recruiting circles or anything?
I didn't run across him in recruiting, but I did know about Ole Miss, Matt Corral, and stuff last year, so I was pretty happy when we hired him.
What did you learn? What stood out most about him, just as a coach, as a person?
Just how it's kind of like, to my eyes, he's kind of like chill, like a young guy, real cool. But he does demand a lot, at the same time. But just someone you can kind of relate to, hang out with, chill with, just not feel like pressured by or like old timey, like da da da, you know what I mean? Just like a cool, laid back guy. But at the end of the day, still going to demand a lot from me.
So not an old school guy.
Nah, not an old school guy.
Thanks, Marvin.
Appreciate